Hello everybody, got a new board to test out today. This is the new XEL-CF3 board, which is IDE, let me try that again folks, which is an IDE interface. And on the right hand side where my thumb's at is actually the IDE header. And the other side is where the MPBI port gets plugged into this one. In this case, I've only got a female header on here, but normally I would also have a pass-through. So we'd have a extended lead, extended pin version of this, which would stick out on this side, and that would let us basically plug in either another board of some kind, or just tap into the signals for maybe a VBXE or a Rapidus or something of that nature. And here's the back side. Let me see if we can get that in focus. That looks pretty good, yeah. And let's take one last look at the front here. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and plug it in. So this is the, I'm plugging it into the MPBI port on this 1088 XEL board here. It's kind of important, you gotta make sure it lines up though. And then we're going to be using one of these guys, which is a CF to IDE 44 adapter. And this particular one actually is a dual CF. I could put another card in underneath there. In fact, I probably will as part of this test, just to make sure that's all working right too. So let's go ahead and plug that in. And then I made up a little harness here that also plugs into the CF3 board with this particular connector, which is a little DuPont 6-pin connector, and it breaks out the drive activity LED. And in this case, I've got a combo push button switch. Oops, let's get it up here so we can see it better. Combo push button switch, and there's a yellow LED inside it as well. And what this is for is it's going to be to activate the swap latch, which is for indicating to the the BIOS that we wish to swap the positions of 2 disks. So like if you have a 2-disk set, and you'll load the first disk, and then it will basically ask for the second one. If you push this button, a little light will come on, which is telling the BIOS in the U1 meg, hey, we have the second disk, so swap the position of it with the first one. And then you hit enter to continue the load, and it'll basically continue as if you swapped floppy disks basically. Only in this case it's happening on the CF card. So let's go ahead and plug that in. I gotta find the holes. Oops. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and fire this up. And we'll go into the loader by hitting L. Oh, there we go. That looks pretty good. Yeah. Not too bad at all. Let's go ahead and load a game real quick. Actually, let's go give it a good test. This is like become one of my favorite test ones here is Atari Blast, because it has a very extensive load. Takes quite a while. Oh, and there's our drive activity light right now. And you can also see the one on the CF adapter as well. But this one, will obviously eventually be the one that gets tied into an LED that's mounted on the panel or something like that, so you can basically see the activity of the of the CF card, which is kind of hard to see when you mount this guy because that once you put like a little slot around this in the panel, you don't really see this LED much at that point. So we're still loading. Oh, there we go. She loaded it all the way in. That's a good test. Very nice. Let's go ahead and hop back into the loader. And then let's go over here and we'll look at something real quick. Okay, so that's the card I have in there right now, which is only a FAT32 on it. And the card is designated as a 256 megabyte, and there's a little bit of overhead. So we're seeing it as 244 here. And it's in position or slot 1, as you can see, and we have nothing in slot 2 right now. So let's go ahead and put something in slot 2. Let's go put this guy in there. Oops, I got that in there right? I think so. Okay, there we go. Now you don't have to match media or whatever. You can have two distinctly different flash cards, which is the case right now. Just hit the refresh button, which in this case, let's bring this up here so we can see this. Refresh is F9. And we just refreshed it. Let's go over here. And you can see that we now have a second compact flash showing up. So let's go ahead and switch over to that one. And you can see that there's another folder kind of letting us know now that we're actually looking at a different card. So if I go in that folder, we have a couple little test programs there. Let me hop out of that. Escape will basically get you out of anything that you drill down into. It'll bring you back to the top. So let's go back over here. Let's go back to our slot 1 card. And to do that, all you have to do is select it, with the arrow keys and hit enter. So as you can see, we're missing that extra folder. So we are now looking at the other card, which is shown up as the STI flash on the menu here. It's a Simple Tech card. By the way, that Smart CF is that's a fake SanDisk. Normally it would say SanDisk if it really was a real one. Okay, let's go ahead and test out while we're in here. Let's test out the swap feature. Make sure that's all working right too. This map file basically will mount both the disk 1 and disk 2, which is shown as S1, S2 there. And it will mount them, and then it will start the load on the first disk. Okay, we'll start it. And once again, we got our drive activity light there. Okay, so it just said to insert side 2. So what we'll do is we'll push the swap button. And that basically turns or latches, it sets a latch that the U1Meg BIOS can see as if it reads a particular memory location, it can see that the latch has been set. And so it tells it to swap the position of disk 1 for disk 2. And when I hit enter on the keyboard, it'll begin loading, it'll be loading disk 1, which is actually in reality disk 2 because it swapped the positions of those guys. So here goes. Oops, let me also keep this up here so we can see it. Okay, so we have the yellow LED going there. So when I hit enter, that LED should go out and we should begin loading side 2, which we are. As you can see by the progress bar up on the screen there. And there we go. Let me jump back in the loader. That's real easy to do too. Just hit F11 here. Okay. And basically I got this thing set up to work with quite a few different cards now. Let's put in this Ultra guy here. We'll hit refresh on the keyboard, F9. And there's the new card. This one just has all games on it and no folders. So that's why it just came right up into the game menu there. Let me see what else. Oh, let's do. Let me see what else we got in there. Oh no, Ninja Commander. No, Commando. Let me. Oh, actually, let me go over this other one. I want to. That one doesn't have any demos on it. Let me go into the Smart CF, the fake SanDisk card, and do a search. We should have Newman on this one. I want to do. Oh yeah, there we go. So let's go ahead and start Newman. Make sure that works okay. And I've explained this before, but my Newman has no intro on it. I don't know why. It's just one I I found somewhere. So it just starts out black initially, and then it loads it all in, sets it up, and it starts it going. So it looks like everything's working good with the new board. And the cool thing about it is this one actually is very, very good about working with a lot of different cards. Any SanDisk that I've tested so far will work. Looks like 100% of the time without any issues whatsoever. And they also do a good job as far as, like if you want to do a hot swap, which you see me doing just a few minutes ago there, a hot plug, you just hit refresh and it basically will refresh the partition, the directory, and it's all set to go again. The only cards I've seen issues with in respect to that are this Transcend card, for one, this Crucial, and the Simple Tick. They don't seem to like being refreshed or hot plugged too much. They're basically a card that you just want to go ahead and plug it in before you power up and then power the system on, and they'll come up every time like that. But if you try to hot plug them, it's kind of like a hit or miss proposition with those three particular cards. But all my SanDisk cards, no problem. So I think that's it. Looks like everything's working okay. That's it for now, folks. Bye.